Governor,
Yes, Melissa.
are you confident that you have enough votes to pass the legislation in the House?
Well, I would say that, yes, I am confident. We still have, we were in hopes that we could pass out a draft today, but we still have some fine tuning to do on that. But the more eyes that we get on this and make this available, and we'll make this available as soon as possible, not only to the legislatures, that will go on my website, Dick's website, so that the legislatures themselves can take a look at the bill and digest it. If they need to ask questions, we'll be ready to answer those questions. But I feel certain that all the meetings that we've had and all the get-togethers that we've had and all the different times that we have rewritten that legislation, that I think we've touched all bases. So I feel confident, but I've always cautioned folks that you never know what's going to happen.
Has the speaker communicated to you specifically which committee members or how many committee members will change their vote, and on what basis?
I'm not prepared to answer that, Bill. We have talked very often to many of those folks, and they have been part of this vetting process. They have been part of the effort with Dick Armstrong and the Department of Health and Welfare and other folks to make sure that we have answered all questions, especially for those that had questions about it. We have had engaged, I don't know how many phone conversations with the Health and Human Services and the Child Support folks in Washington, D.C., vetting every time the language that we are going to be proposing in the RS.
And they're comfortable with that language, that some minor amendments to the language to win over the legislators?
Well, you know, if you've got 10 or 15 folks out of 105 that are aware, now everybody's going to be aware that we are going to have a special session. Mm-hmm. But we were reticent, I was reticent to call a special session until we had gone through that process and answered those questions and satisfied some of the inquiries that folks had.
So Governor, will this bill be different from the rejected bill, Senate Bill 1067? And if so, in what way?
Well, I'm not prepared to answer that question until we finalize the RS. And as soon as we finalize the RS, you can take 1067 and lay it down next to whatever RS number is going to be, whatever our draft number is going to be, and you can decide that for yourself. There will be some changes, but I'm not prepared to enumerate what those changes are or explain. Yes. Who has a question?
Same question.
Pardon me?
I have the same question.
You have the same question? You want me to answer it again?
On process, so it will be a new RS, a new bill. Committees in both houses will have to hear it, move it to their houses. So it's basically starting from scratch on one bill.
Precisely.
Okay.
And I can't say for absolute certainty which chamber it's going to start in.
Can you say which committee it may be?
That's up to the speaker's call. I'm in the executive branch of government. He makes that call.
Governor, now that you've called the special session, what is your thoughts regarding the night of Sign and Die, where Democrats tried to bring up debate on this bill because they felt it was important enough and could create what we now know will happen in a special session?
Well, that's a good try, but I'm not going to go there. I'm looking forward. We've got some work to do. If we had some problems in the past, I want to get those behind us, and I'm not going to sit around and waste a lot of time and energy on discussing what we didn't do, because we're going to focus on what we have to.
Did you learn any lessons from the first round on how to get this through now?
You know, I have to tell you, I haven't gone through that process yet. But certainly I will learn some lessons from that. I don't know what lessons. You know, there was no way I could stop them from signing die. If they wanted to sign die, they could. I had indicated to them, I think earlier on, that there would probably have to, if we failed in that last effort, that we would have to come back in session.
Can you talk
But
about-
I couldn't say that for absolute certainty.
Can you talk about the total cost for this special session?
Well, the estimates right now, between 35 and 40, was it $45,000? $35 to $40,000. But when we reviewed it and we asked the numbers folks to review it, I don't think that included pay. I think that only included travel and assembly.
Will they get paid then, or is that still up in the air?
Well, I'm not gonna get into punishment now until they pass the bill. No, I'm kidding. No, I haven't talked to the speaker about